So it's Monday morning, it's the 16th of June, and we're heading into Bridgetown with my very nice driver.
Victor
The driver. Hold on, I'll just let everybody see Victor.
Yeah.
Very important you see him in case you need a car when you go back. So we're heading into Bridgetown. I don't know if Victor's going to tell us anything about it on the way.
I'm going to tell you everything as I go down.
That's great. I've never been to Bridgetown, so it'll be my first time. And it's going to be really interesting, I hope, and pleasant. The area I think we're going to is more like, it's a street I've been told, but it's very much...
Broad Street.
Well, apparently there's 2 or 3 roads off of it. There's Broad Street, Swan Street, and there's another one, isn't there, they said?
Yeah, there's different streets down side roads. As we go down, I will tell you when we get into Bridgetown.
Great.
Right?
Are there any markets about?
Yeah, there's markets as you go down. There's down cheap side where you can get your fresh vegetables when you go straight down Broad Street. Right? As you go straight down Broad Street, keep straight down. It will take you down to where all the local cheap side market is, where you get a lot of produce and everything, fresh fruits, everything.
Clothes and stuff.
Well, Swan Street would be the place if you need to get some clothes, right? Or Barbados duty free. That's the main department store. And as I go into Bridgetown, I will tell you where we are. Right now we are in Christchurch. That's the parish. We have parishes in Barbados.
Right.
So Bridgetown is in St. Michael. The airport is in Christchurch. But when you come in, they say Bridgetown, Barbados, right? Because Bridgetown is the capital.
And roughly how far is Sandals, where we've just left, to where we're going in Bridgetown?
It's about 20 minutes, depends on how the traffic is. But right now traffic is light, so it's about 20 minutes.
And distance-wise?
It's about 1.5 miles.
Oh, is that all it is?
Barbados is only 21 miles by 14.
Oh,
166 square miles.
Wow.
Oh, so it's very, very small.
Yep, the population is close to 300,000 people in Barbados. As we say, everybody know everybody.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yep, we was an English colony. We was independent for 56 years, but we pulled away from England now over 3 years. We are a republic. As you know, we don't really get hurricanes because Barbados is too far now from the hurricane path. So by the time the hurricanes is past Barbados, straight across to St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Bermuda, Bahamas, the States. Because we are a little dot out in the middle of the ocean. And if you notice that Barbados was mostly originated from underneath the seabed over 16,000 years ago, and it break away from earth trauma and it rise out the water.
Right, but they do say that we're just in the hurricane season round about now.
Now, yeah, June to November is the hurricane season.
So what does that actually? Because you're not getting any.
We don't get hurricane season.
So what do you do get?
We get rain and high winds, and by the time we get a hurricane warning, it's just past Barbados and go straight across the chain link.
Oh, well, that's good. So if people do want to come during what they read up as hurricane season, you're not going to get hit by a hurricane.
No.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
And this is...
Okay, so if you want to come to a different beach...
This is Caroline Bay. Yeah.
This is Caroline Bay.
And you see everybody in the water swimming with the turtles.
Here you can swim. There's no seaweed or anything. It's beautiful blue colour.
There's the port down there where the cruise ships come in.
Yeah.
Right? They lift the 40-foot containers and everything.
So that's Bridgetown just straight ahead of us.
It's a very long
over
beach,
there.
all white sand.
Beautiful beach.
Exactly what I thought we'd see where we are, but we didn't.
Yeah. See, there's Sandals boat here.
Oh, there is a Sandals boat there. That's where they bring them out for scuba diving. Well, that's interesting.
That's made me dive.
Yeah, mine too. That's lovely here. So as you can see, we're still in the car.
Government office here.
Oh, this is the government office. It's right opposite the beach.
Yeah. That's the Prime Minister in the plot there, Errol Walton Barrow, right?
So that's where he's based.
There's the Parliament there, and then they have one in Bridgetown.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So which area is this known as?
This is St. Michael, Bay Street. This is Bay Street, St. Michael.
Okay.
And you see all the umbrellas and chairs, everything.
Oh yeah, you can see over there.
Yeah. Everybody come and relax. And the water is very calm. But if I bring in anybody down to the beach, I'll take them to Survey on the Bay. That is where they have water sports, umbrellas. You pay just 20 US.
Yeah.
And you get a band and redeemable with drinks and whatever. And I got a good friend down there that named Adrian that works on the beach bar. He makes the best drinks you can get.
That's good to know.
See everybody on the beach, and then you got the harbor lights, the party place mostly on Wednesday night. That's the party place. That's the harbor.
Well, that's
lights.
just here.
Yeah, that's the harbor lights.
It's called the Harbour Lights. It's the place to go if you want to have a
Good party.
good
or
party.
beach.
This is it there, look.
Oh,
So that's the beach party.
And then I can show you Survey on the Bay as I go right now. See guy on the bike.
I'll just stab you on the. This is another beach.
Yeah. Beach bar right down to the
Oh,
bottom.
that looks nice. Look at that.
Yeah. And the water is nice and calm. White sands, everything. And this is Copacabana, where a lot of people normally go. Like if they leave
It's
into
a beach
there,
club.
if they leave into there, they normally check out. They bring them down here to enjoy the day, and then the bus take them to the airport. They got Lobster Alive. All of this you need to get in that Lobster Alive, and you got the boatyard beach. This is the boatyard beach. Yeah, you see? There's where the bridge, you got a bridge and you got a swinger that you can swing out in the sea. Right? And there's the entrance here to the boatyard. There's the entrance here to the boatyard beach. See?
Oh, it looks lovely.
And here is where a big Hyatt hotel is supposed to be building right here.
Oh.
A nice 12-story up in the air, very big.
that's interesting.
So
Well, it's
this
actually-
is going to Bridgetown now.
It is surprising there aren't more hotels along this section.
Right, because they're trying to develop Bridgetown now, so all of these buildings going to be demolished, and the building like restaurants, bars, banks, malls, everything, and develop Bridgetown.
What about people's livelihoods though? If they've
Well, they
lost-
don't have much people living in Bridgetown, because Bridgetown is for business, work,
Oh, okay.
shopping, everything. So everybody come into Bridgetown to do what they have to do.
Rasterman car park. Open now.
And this is,
Independence Square.
yeah, this is Independence Square.
Oh look, the boats all come in here.
They're fishing boats that take you out deep sea fishing.
Wow.
So if you go out fishing, do you have to throw the fish back in once you've caught them?
No, you keep the fish.
Oh,
This is Duncanoni Bridge, and this is the bridge here where you got the deep sea fishing boats, and you got the, just where the black, the green thing is, you normally open it, and the boats goes out. This is
So this is Broad Street, and look,
that's Rihanna right there.
they've even got Rihanna up here.
Right.
She's here at the moment, I believe. She's staying with her mum, so she hasn't going to come out of the post.
That's the first Prime Minister,
That's
Errol
the first-
Walton Barrow, right there in the back.
So there's a whole load of things here showing all the heroes and the famous people that are from Barbados. So it's a bit of a memorial area, although obviously Rihanna is still alive.
This is mostly where the chains that was on from the slave in the slavery days.
Right.
And you see the balls is where it used to be on from the feet. So there's a chain right through from down here, right up to here.
So it represents that.
Right?
So this is Broad Street, which is what I was told. From here, you've got all the other roads that lead off, and it's ideal if you want to do a bit of shopping. But as you can see, it's quite modern. It's not like in Antigua or in St. Lucia. This area is modern. You could be in a London city. It's that modern. It looks very nice, and it looks pretty safe as well. This is the department store. Quite a big one. note it says duty free. If you fancy some fruit produce, look at this. All nice fresh stuff, straight off the market. Some of the biggest mangoes I think I've ever seen. Look at the papaya, they're huge. So let's go down here. This is real hustle and bustle. What road is this? What street are we in?
Swan Street.
So this is Swan Street. Thank you for that. So this is the street they were speaking of. This is where they told me to come. And as you can see, a lot of life, a lot of action down here, plenty of people. This is where you come if you want to really enjoy the Barbados atmosphere. There's lots of street vendors, lots of shops. Yeah, this is definitely the place to come. Prices are all in Barbados dollars, and to get the US dollar, just halve it. I was wondering these are expensive, but I can see even from here, they're not too bad. They're not going to break the bank.
You get a nice cologne for yourself?
No.
Thank you. If you fancy a taste of home, you've got KFC.
Which is the way back to where we came.
This is like the centre of where we were. Diamonds International.
That way?
I don't know. You go down, take the next turning. Just go down here. I'm not quite sure where we're going because we've never been here before. So we're just wandering along. I think what's striking is it's more modern than I expected, considering we went to Antigua and St. Lucia. Neither of them were as modern as this. Okay, so we're back from Bridgetown. It was interesting. It was quite modern. I was quite surprised how modern it was compared to some of the other Caribbean islands we've been to. There were supermarkets and department stores and various other shops. The part, as you probably saw when we were going down the main road with all the shops and the stalls outside, that apparently is one of the main places to go and view and enjoy yourself. The locals use it, the tourists come there, just about everybody comes there. Price wise, I don't think you're going to get any bargains. Everything was priced up in dollars. Quality of goods wasn't great, but you know, it is what it is, and if you want to get a tourist thing, you'd probably get something there as opposed to maybe in your hotel or resort. So that was my view of that. The driver we had was Victor. He was excellent, really good. Now that trip, I ended up paying him, I think he asked 65 US dollars and I gave him 70. It was very comprehensive, he was very pleasant, told us about things as we went along. The only thing I would say, I looked up the price, and if you get in a cab, sometimes you can pay as little as $20, $25 each way, so it's $50. He charged 65, but he was more helpful, reliable. I should have asked him the cost before we went. I got him via Sandals, they called him in, and basically that was that. No problem. One thing, if you do decide that you're going to get your own cab, make sure the registration number is prefixed with the letter Z, because that means they're official taxis. If you get it with anything else, they're not. And while we were in Bridgetown, we got approached by lots of guys trying to sell us taxi services, which obviously we didn't need because Victor came back for us. I had his phone number, which he gave me, and you will see him on the video explaining all the different things. Nice guy, knew what he was talking about, lived and born in Barbados all his life, couldn't have asked for better. So I can highly recommend him. If you do come to Sandals, Barbados, ask at the desk, maybe they can get him for you. I have got his phone number, so if anybody wants to contact me, I'll be happy to give it to them direct. I'm not going to give it on this broadcast because everybody will be phoning in. So as I said, if you want it, by all means text me and I will put it in the comments and I'll reply to you directly. Anyway, other than that, that's about it till later. We're going to Butch's for dinner this evening. This time it's over in the Royal Barbados, or the Royal Barbados. It's similar to the one we went to the other night. I'm not sure which is going to be the better. I was told the one we've been to already is possibly the better of the two, but until we go, we won't know. So until later, that's it for now. Okay, so tonight we're going to Butch's. This is the other one, because we went, when we first got here on our first night, we went to Butch's, but there are two here, and this is a slightly different one. So we're going here. I'm not sure what the difference is, although it seems to have a slightly different menu. So that's where we're going now, and it's very near where we've been going for breakfast. This is on the Royal Barbados side, so it should be interesting. I think the food's going to be pretty good. It's mostly steak and nice fish, so looking forward to it. Here it is up there, if you can see, it says Butch's, so that's it there. So we're going to go in now and see where we go. Okay, so we're in the restaurant as well. Just to show you around, this is Butch's. It's quite casual. This looks very nice. Quite a nice atmosphere. So that's just a matter of seeing what the food's like. We'll come back to it when the food arrives. So they're serving up the food now, and as you can see, that's my steak.
Mashed potato?
That's the mashed potato.
Baked potato and
Lamb chops.
thank you.
You've got salmon?
That's salmon and that's a scallop.
Scallop. That's a baked potato.
There's your rice.
That's my rice.
What's that?
Mashed potato.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember ordering any rice, but never mind. So, I've got lobster and...
And this is the sauce on the side.
It looks very nice.
Thank you for that.
Looks really good.
Everything is good for you?
So we'll come back to this after I start eating it.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so we've just finished eating the main course. It was absolutely delicious. In fact, I think this restaurant has become my favourite out of all of them. The meat was cooked superb. It was hot, which it wasn't in the other Butch's. The lobster was much better. It wasn't tough. It was nice and soft. It was sweet. It was as it should be. We had it with rice and I had it with mashed potato. It was far superior than any other meal I'd had here. And for me, this would be my favourite place to come back to. My wife had the salmon, which she said was also very good. We also had a scallop, which was very good. So all in all, this is definitely a winner. I think it's better than the other Butchers, but as I say, it's always personal taste. We're going to have a dessert in a second, and I'll show you what that is and let you know what that's like. Until then, well, hang on. Okay, so they just put up my dessert, which is a Willy Wonka chocolate ice cream brulee with popcorn on the top of marshmallows. I mean, it looks sensational. I've no idea what it tastes like, but it looks great. So I'm going to have that in a second. And it looks delicious.
So you have chocolate chip cookies to the butter, caramel popcorn, a chocolate stick, and a marshmallow.
It looks amazing.
It is.
She's very clever. She gave me a spoon.
Yeah, I know.
Enjoy.
So that's what we're going to have, and I'll let you know what that's like. So far, everything's been terrific. Okay, so I've just had the dessert. What can I say? It was absolutely fantastic. This has been probably the best meal we've had since we got here. And I know I've been saying that a lot about the other restaurants, but this time we hit the jackpot. Everything was perfect. The cream brulee with the popcorn topping and the chocolate, superb. He got the texture of the cream brulee correct. The flavour was amazing. The steak I had before was first class, soft. I like mine well done. It was beautiful, exactly as it should be. Even the lobster tail, which we've tried a few here, perfect. All nice, sweet, easy to cut. It was absolutely amazing. So for me, this was the best restaurant. As I've said before, it is personal taste. And I haven't been to the Indian restaurant, and to be honest, I'm unlikely to go there. Indian food is not my thing, and for me to review it would be pointless because I don't like it anyway. And there are two other restaurants here that I probably won't go to either. One is the health food restaurant, which is not my thing either. And there's another thing that does all fresh juices and also very healthy. They're not the sort of thing I would enjoy, and I don't really feel I need to go there because if I do, I'm probably not going to be over impressed or give a good review. So I can tell you they're here, but as far as the food goes, it's pointless me trying it and giving it a review on it because I don't think it's going to be favourable. Not because it's bad, it's just because I don't like the food. But tonight, 100% best place on the whole complex. We come here again and again and again. So my recommendation here is when you get here, book this Butcher's, which is the one in the Royal Barbados. It's just across from Barbados Sandals, so it's just literally across the aisle. There are two, so be careful which one you book. But for me, this was the best one. I've seen the reviews, and others have said the other was. But we had lamb chops as well. Everything was absolutely excellent. I can't complain. If I had the meal in a London restaurant, I'd be more than happy. So that completes the review for tonight of the restaurant. And we'll be back in the morning with some more reviews. Until then, good night. So this is the fire pit that they light up at night. You can actually feel the heat of it. Just behind it, that's the Lovers Bar. They serve all different kinds of beers and stuff in there. And if you go a bit further up, that's the reception area for where the Royal Barbados is. But, yeah, I can feel the heat from here. So this is on the way back to to our room and to the Barbados Sandals. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Tuesday, the 17th of June. I've just had my lunch at Neptune's, which is the same place I went to yesterday, and just to show it isn't always sunshine in the Caribbean, it's currently pouring with rain. I don't know if you can see that in the pool, but it's raining this afternoon, so it's been a bit early. Anyway, tonight we're going to the Sandals get together. I'll just put the camera back on me. Right, so yeah, tonight we're going to the Sandals get together. It's for people that have been to Sandals in the past, and they have a special evening for them with a dinner. So that's what we're doing tonight. The rest of the day we're just going to lounge around the pool, and hopefully the weather will improve. It should be pointed out it is warm. It's still very hot. So although it's raining, it's not a problem. They did tell me that by the hurricane season, which is now started, they don't actually get any hurricanes, but they do get rain and they do get high winds. So if you are coming in this period during the hurricane season, which I believe runs from about June to September, not to worry too much, because they've only had 2 hurricanes here in the last 77 years. So based on that, it's pretty unlikely you'll see one. But, you know, who knows? Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll be back later. Till now. Okay, so we've come down for the Sandals kind of get together. This is an event that they have every Sandals. Today's Tuesday, so this is the night they do it here. And basically it's for all the returning guests. They do like awards in case you've been before, and depending on how many times you've been, they give out gifts and all sorts of things. And there's a dinner. It's a chance to meet the staff. So I'm going to go in now and show you around a little bit. They've already done the dinner, but I thought I would let you know what, in case you are a returning guest, what you could expect if you come to one of these. So, this is outside, we're going in now. This is the table we were sitting at. The gentleman standing up is the manager of the whole resort. His name's Bruno, a French gentleman, very nice. And as you can see, they have entertainment. This will probably run in all an hour or so. and at the end they usually give you a bag, which are on there, and there's a bottle of rum in there. I don't have anything else, but that's basically what you'll get. So until later, that's really about it. As you can hear the singer, that's about it until the morning. I hope you ever come, you can come and have a look at this. Hi, well, welcome back. It's now Wednesday, it's June the 18th, it's our last day, we're going back tomorrow. Really, we're not doing a lot today. As I said, it's our last day, we're just really sitting around the pool, enjoying ourselves, having a very casual day. I thought I'd just take the time to sum up what's happened over the whole 7 days that we've been here. We went the other day, as you probably know, down to Bridgetown. We got a cab via here, they arranged it, we had a nice driver called Victor. The trip there and back came to £65, we're around about $70. These are US dollars, by the way, not Barbados dollars. Nearly everything here is priced in Barbados dollars if you go into town. And the only way you can work it out, just half that, that'll give you the US price. So we did that. I made inquiries and found out that the regular costs, if I just got a normal taxi, was about $20, $25 each way. And Victor ended up charging us $65. A bit more expensive, but he was very knowledgeable, very helpful. He waited till we went back, even though we didn't ask him. I think it was a bit of a quiet day. In fact, it poured the rain in the afternoon when we started to go back. But he was there, everything was safe. If you do go down with a normal taxi, be careful when you come back. Make sure that the number plate is prefixed with the letter Z. That means that it is an actual legitimate taxi and not just somebody trying to give their mates some extra money. So that was that. Bridgetown was very interesting. I enjoyed it. So the weather could have been a bit better, but there you go. Can't control the weather. The rest of the place here has been terrific. The food has been probably the best we've had in any of the Sandals. The portions are generous size. The actual quality of the food has been nice. My favourite restaurant was Butch's over in the Royal Hotel, the Royal Barbados, which is attached, as I said, to this hotel. All the restaurants were good. I think the only one I wasn't that happy with was the Parisian, and I've already gone through that. Although they say they do a very good breakfast there, unlike the others, it's waitress service, so a bit more limited to what you can have, but obviously you tell them what you want and they're happy to do it. People here have been fantastic, very helpful, very polite, can't fault them at all. Yes, you may find the odd one or two that could have been a bit more pleasant, but overall they've been very good. Regarding the tours, I heard from somebody who was here that there's a service by somebody called Captain Larry, which you can pick up on the beach, and for $250 US, they'll take you for the day around the whole town, the whole island, which isn't very big anyway, and you can tell him where you want to go, what you want to see, and he'll guide you around, and you've got him for the day. And $250, if there's two of you, well, it's $125 each, or around about £100 each, so it's nothing. It's very good value. So that's my view on that side. Regarding all the restaurants, now there were quite a few we didn't get to try and see, partly because either I didn't particularly like that kind of food, so there was no point going there, because I'd have probably only given a bad review, and that's pointless when I don't like the food. You've got to have somebody who at least enjoys that type of food, such as Indian, which was the Bombay. I don't eat spicy or Indian food, so there was no point in reviewing that. There was kimonos, which I've actually been to, and it's like a Benihana thing, but we've been to it twice in two different Sandals hotels. It seemed little point trying it again, particularly we were here for such a limited time. We didn't get to go to Schooners, which I would have liked to have done. Schooners is only in the evening, but as I said, we're only here for 8 nights in total, and that means we're a bit short on time. We can only fit so many restaurants. I looked around, there's about 6 restaurants that actually do lunch. Some of them are a bit snacky, but my favourite was Neptune's, where you could get a good ragu and pasta lunch, or you could have a fried chicken and fries, coleslaw. We get a burger. It was nice, and it also overlooks the beach, as you will see from the video. Didn't go to the jerk shake because, again, it's not probably something I would have eaten, a bit too spicy. Didn't go to Heart and Soul because that's, again, not really my scene. And didn't go to the greenhouse. So, again, I can't comment on any of them. But to be honest, even if it had gone, the kind of comments I'd have got probably wouldn't have been that favourable. Not because they're not good, but I just don't like that kind of food. So it was better to leave them rather than go deliberately somewhere I knew I wasn't going to like. So that's just about all the restaurants. Now, the question is, what did I think of the overall result? Well, the overall result I thought was terrific. So much so, we were originally going back to Antigua next April. But when I get back to London, I'm going to switch my booking over to this resort, and we'll come back to Sandals Barbados next year instead. The main reasons is, one, if my wife has a disability with trying to get around, she finds it hard for her movement, so she can't walk too far. And although on a map this place looks huge, in actual fact it's all quite easy to get to. I actually found a shortcut from our room, and we're in what they call the Caribbean area, the Caribbean section, and we're in the Bridgetown building. So from our room down to the restaurants is about a 5-minute walk to virtually all of them, even the one down on the front on the beach. In fact, I accidentally went the wrong way the other day, and a walk that was taking me 5 or 10 minutes to Neptune's ended up taking me, and I counted it, 2 minutes. So everything is really close by. If you have got disabilities and find it hard to get around, this place is perfect for you. Everything is here. Portion sizes on the food is excellent. The food itself is of a good, high standard. But one note, if you have lobster, please note the lobsters in the Caribbean are different to what we get in Europe and what you have in the US. For a start, they don't have claws. So the actual taste of them is different. The texture is different. Some of them have like a skin when you take them out of the shell. So if you eat them, you may find them a bit tough. So the secret is, once you get it out of the shell, peel the back skin off, and then you won't have a problem. Regarding portions, well, I've been to some of the other sandals that I've said, and the portions there, certainly on lobsters, were like giant shrimp as opposed to a lobster. Here, they were a reasonable size, but always remember, here you can order additional dishes. So if you want 2 lobsters, just tell them, and they'll give it to you. You want 3? No problem. The other night we had a steak, a lobster. My wife also had salmon and a scallop. And then on top of that, we had a portion of lamb cutlets. Now, that was brilliant. So they don't flinch. They don't say, what are you talking about? They just give it to you, and that's the end of it. So from a point of view, if you want somewhere to come and eat and not worry about what you're going to get to eat, if you don't like it, send it back or just leave it aside and get something else. We went to Soy's. Soy for me was not great because I don't eat sushi, but they did have some alternatives like pancake rolls, which were vegetables and some chicken, and then they had the shrimp in batter, which was fine. So for me, that was okay. I don't think I had a problem in any of the restaurants we went to. My favourite was Butch's over in Royal Sandals. I preferred that to the other Butch's in Barbados Sandals, simply because I just felt the food was better cooked. The lobster in the Barbados Sandals was tougher. I had a T-bone steak in the Butch's over in Barbados Sandals, and it was okay. I mean, it was a big portion, but it could have been maybe better cooked. But overall, no problem with the food. Would highly recommend it here. The swimming pools, the staff, everybody's been terrific. Entertainment-wise, because people have spoken about it, was really more basic. There was no fancy shows or anything like that. It really consisted of just different artists on different nights performing. All were very good, but nothing to scream about. There were no special shows or anything like that. There's karaoke here most nights. You've got the piano bar. Everything here, though, was fine. Last night they did a special evening for returning Sandals guests. So if you've been to another Sandals hotel and are coming back, they'll make a special evening and they reward you when you leave with a bag. And in the bag was a large bottle of Jamaican rum. So makes it worthwhile. Nice dinner. Get to meet all the management. You meet fellow people who have been to Sandals before. And it's just a nice evening. There's music on as well. It was all very enjoyable. So that's about it for the review. We're going out this evening. We're going back to Butch's, the one I was telling you about, which we love so much. This will be our last night's dinner, so we wanted to have it in the best restaurant we could find. That was that one. So we're going back there tonight, and tomorrow we'll obviously have breakfast, we'll have lunch, and then sadly we have to leave about 3 o'clock to catch our flight back to London. So I hope you've enjoyed the review. I hope you found it useful. Sorry, that's just a member of the staff. All in all, I heartily recommend it. I know it sounds expensive. I mean, my 8 days here, or 8 nights, came to about £4,900. But if you break it down, take out the flights, it's only about £200 per day per person. And when you consider you're getting 3 good meals a day, high quality, I mean, steak and lobster will set you back $60, $70 in any decent restaurant. And you can have that as many times as you like. You can have it every day if you fancy. And you're staying in a 5-star resort, plus you're in a comfortable room, all air conditioned, nice and clean, nice bed, everything. Then I don't think you've got too much to really complain about. I know, as I say, it's expensive, but if you can afford it, certainly make the effort and come here. Anyway, that's about it. If you need any more things to ask me, please fill in the comments. And it's starting to rain, I'm getting a little wet. Please fill in the comments and I'm happy to answer it. But until the next review, don't forget to subscribe. Give the review a thumbs up if you're happy with it. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Until then, bye.
I'm gonna